What is up, guys? Derek Wilcox here for Wilcox Strength Incorporated, coming from PowerRackStrength.com and always wearing Inzer Advanced Designs gear. This is the peak intensity week of my 15 rep block. I'm doing a close grip bench press here and trying to get in 3x15 as quickly as possible, but I'm only taking a minute rest in between these sets, so that fatigue accumulates a whole lot quicker than normal. The biggest thing on bench press, as always, has been joint issues for me. And when you have loose joints, obviously you don't have very good stabilization. So I'm trying to get as much work in on those aspects as I can without killing my joints. And cutting down the rest periods, while it doesn't have as good of a strength adaptation, should help condition those stability muscles a lot more than normal. Now, a lot of people think that when you get to the top of a bench press and you start seeing people stall, that it's always their triceps. Well, that's not necessarily the case. Having stronger triceps in general will help. But as you can see here, with 185 pounds, I'm actually not limited by my triceps at all. It's actually shoulder stability. And the reason I say that is because when the bar is close to the chest, it's not far from the shoulders and everything's tight and very stable. When you press away, you have less leverage on the weight. You can think about this like doing an overhead squat compared to a normal squat. When you have the bar overhead, you've got a lot less stability because the bar is farther away from your center of mass. And physically, you're having to do a lot more work to stabilize the same weight. It's really the same thing with bench press as well. But after that, I had a really awkward set of squats. I believe it was the next day, and I'm just doing a minute rest in between these sets of 15. And when I got to the third set, something actually kind of scary happened. There's nothing good about doing sets of 15 as far as how it feels, but I'm hoping that it added some hypertrophy and increased my work capacity so I can build on that later on when I officially get into my meet prep cycle. As you can see, the fatigue's catching up, and I tend to break up these sets. I don't re-rack anything if I can absolutely help it, but I will do a certain amount of reps. I believe with 15 I did 8 or so. Stop to take a few breaths, then I would do 3, 4, 5, somewhere in there, and then take a few breaths, and then try to finish up the set. You can see my wife in the background doing a little cameo using the XPO trainer. Really cool piece of equipment. She's out there killing herself with it pretty much, but it's got a backwards mounted electric engine on it, or electric motor, that when you push it hard, it generates heat and increases resistance. So when she's trying to sprint with that thing, it's fighting her hard. Very cool piece of equipment, very ingenious design as far as how they put that together. She's only got a little plate on there, and it's kicking her butt. But on this set of squats, I'm absolutely wiped out from the short rest periods, and I can tell that my back posture is suffering a little bit. Even though the weight feels light, it was just 331 pounds or 150 kilos. But I am contemplating how to get in and out of this set as much as possible. And on that particular rep, I could feel my low back round, my hips came up first, and when I was fighting to keep my posture, I felt a large series of pops happen in the back of my head. And it would be something I would normally think was in my cervical spine, but it was higher up than that. It felt well interior of my skull, and I didn't know what happened. I was scared to death, honestly. I was seeing colors and all kinds of stuff, but my wife is obviously pretty concerned for me. But everything ended up fine. I don't know if it was a cramp in my neck or what happened, but it was rough. So after this week, I'll be going into a down week, starting 10s, which will taper all the way down into the meet prep, focused on the WPO finals in November. And on that note, you guys pay attention to what's coming out in the next few weeks. Stay tuned, take care, and stay strong.